What's up, guys? It's Josh here, back with another Kansas City Chiefs related video, and today we got some news to discuss, and that is that the Kansas City Chiefs swung and missed on Rams free agent wide receiver Josh Reynolds. So it was reported by Diana Rossini of ESPN that the Titans have signed Josh Reynolds. Josh Reynolds will sign with the Tennessee Titans, and that he had a few great options, including the Kansas City Chiefs, but he chose to go play for the Tennessee Titans, and I find that to be really interesting and kind of discouraging because, well, let's start with first and foremost, the Kansas City Chiefs need a wide receiver, and quite frankly, a veteran wide receiver. And Josh Reynolds was one of the only good names still left out there. The market is pretty bare at this point. T.Y. Hilton is really the only guy that I can think of at this point that would, actually add something to this team. Sami Watkins, it's been reported that he's going to visit the Baltimore Ravens, and he'll probably sign there, so that'll probably take him off the table from returning. And to be honest, I was cool with moving on from Watkins, but that was assuming that we brought in someone else because I wanted someone new. But the cupboard has become so bare that I would have been fine with bringing Watkins back at this point, but looks like that's not happening, and now Josh Reynolds is off the table. And we don't know what the Chiefs offered for Josh Reynolds, but one thing we do know is that Reynolds is the second significant wide receiver free agent to just pass over Kansas City and not sign with the Chiefs. Like last week, it was reported that Steelers wide receiver Juju Smith-Schuster decided not to join the Chiefs and instead go back to the Pittsburgh Steelers, despite the Chiefs offering more money than Pittsburgh. And to me, that's pretty depressing. Like, what's going on? And first, let me say this too. Josh Reynolds is a good player. I mean, this is someone who could step in and be wide receiver too for this team if everything went well. I mean, last year for Los Angeles, he had 52 catches for 618 yards and 2 touchdowns. Those are ideal wide receiver 2 numbers, especially when you consider Reynolds also played with Cooper Kupp and Robert Woods and really Gerald Everett too. I mean, he still had like 400 receiving yards last year. That's a lot. That's a lot to go around. So this is kind of discouraging because it's like, well, why would this guy not want to play with Kansas City? And first, people will say, well, he wasn't comfortable with being the third or fourth option in Kansas City behind Hill and Kelsey, and it's like, well, can you really say that though? Because here's the thing. Either these free agent wide receivers aren't doing their homework and are just being sold a fallacy by other teams, or there's just something bigger that we're not considering when these free agents aren't choosing the Chiefs. Because look, Sami Watkins and Demarcus Robinson, those are 2 wide receiver free agents that played for us last year, right? Well, if you look at their targets from last year, Demarcus Robinson had 59 targets and Sami Watkins had 55. That's over 100 targets right there open for somebody to take. So to tell me that Josh Reynolds felt like he couldn't get that if he came here, that's just not true, because he could have been featured in this offense. And, the Chiefs need a wide receiver too, like I said, because Mecole Hardman and Byron Pringle, I've talked about this over and over again. Mecole Hardman, he can't play the X receiver role. He just hasn't shown he can do it. And Byron Pringle, he's a cool story, but can he really be a wide receiver too on a Super Bowl contender? I don't know about that, man. To be honest, they're both good players. I just don't know if they fit the wide receiver 2 role. But Josh Reynolds not choosing Kansas City, that's kind of a bummer. I think they really needed this guy. They still have the draft, but, what have I said about other free agents that we've missed on? Yeah, you still have the draft, but eventually you can't say that for everybody because the Chiefs don't have enough top 100 draft picks to draft a day 1 impact player at every position of need. It's just not realistic. And then this also is a chance for me to bring this up. I don't think, we all talked about that magical Mahomes effect about where players are supposed to come to Kansas City on a cheap deal to try and win. Is that non-existent now? I probably wouldn't say that. The Chiefs were still able to sign big free agents like Joe Thuney, Kyle Long, Sami Watkins, Tyrann Mathieu, etc. over the last few years. And a lot of that did have to do with Patrick Mahomes and the chance to win with Kansas City. However, I think there is an argument to be made that the Mahomes effect is a little overstated among the fan base because, having Mahomes definitely helps in trying to convince free agents to come here, but also I think it's true. Well, look, some players are taking less money or similar money to go to other teams like Trent Williams. Mahomes recruited Trent Williams. He ended up staying with the Niners. That's a lesser team than Kansas City, I think we can say. Juju Smith-Schuster took less money to stay with Pittsburgh. So I think the whole, Mahomes effect thing that's supposed to attract free agents, it's not as big of a draw as I think people maybe thought. Not that this is any reason to panic or anything, but I just thought that was worth pointing out. But yeah, this kind of sucks because I really think the Chiefs needed a veteran wide receiver, and Josh Reynolds could have fit in perfectly with this team. And also, if it is true that, he was going to be, third or fourth option, he wasn't okay with that. Well, is Tennessee really much better? Because you're still not first option. They got A.J. Brown. And are you even second option? Probably not, because they run Derrick Henry 30 times a game. And, I'm not really sure what Josh Reynolds is looking for, but, there's a lot of stuff that I don't know. I don't want to act like I know everything. Maybe he was offering more money. You don't know what they said in their recruiting pitch that made him want to go there. So, I don't know. That's all I got for today, though. I just wanted to discuss this for a little bit. I think I might have a mock draft coming out later today, so if you guys just keep checking for that. I should have one out by the end of today, but that's all I got to say. Let me know what you guys think of this situation. Did you want Josh Reynolds? What do you think of the receiver position? Let me know, but that's all I got for today. Make sure you check out www.showmefootball.com and check me out on Arrowhead Addict. That's all I got for today, guys. Peace.